Hi guys, my name is Whitney Hebel. I am director for Simply Grace and Grit. I'm coming today to talk to y'all about Facebook parties. Majority of my business, probably 99% of my business, if not 100%, is based off of Facebook parties. I am a military spouse, so we move around every few years, and I do have a local customer base, but I have found that Facebook parties work best for me. I have tried other parties, but I find that Facebook parties are the easiest for me and my schedule, and I just feel like they work. So do what works for you, right? But the way that I do Facebook parties, I actually set them up as a group. I have been doing that for the last few months, but I set them up as a group for a few reasons. The first reason is I can schedule out posts, so I can make a group and go ahead and schedule out posts for the few days that it goes on. I also put it in a group because I can tag customers that I'm not friends with yet, and you can't do that in a Facebook event as of right now. And then I can also go back to old Facebook parties if we have like a big special or a big announcement or like the new catalog. Just yesterday I went back and posted in my last like 6 parties that were in October and November, and just talked to them about, asked if they needed a refill from Christina's party or whatever the hostess name was, and just told them about Bring Back My Bar and that the whole catalog was on sale, so I can still reach those people. I do add people from the Facebook parties and try and build that connection, but for maybe someone who didn't order in the party but still wanted to, or maybe it wasn't the right time for them to order, when I go back and make that announcement, sometimes new customers will come along that are still in that group. So that's why I put it in a group instead of a Facebook event. And then I run my Facebook parties over 3 days. That's pretty much the standard. I do extend it if the hostess requests for it to be extended, but usually I try and keep it at 3 just because I don't want an ongoing party for so long. That's just something I don't like to do. If if it's close to like a payday, or if the host requests for it to be extended for some reason, I will extend it, but usually no more than 2 days. So a total of 5 days is like my max. And I do it over 3 days because I feel like in our day and age, it's hard for people to commit to a time. Like if I was to say, hey, I'm having a party Thursday at 8 o'clock, that's not going to work as well as it would for people who can come and go in a group whenever they get on Facebook. And so when I do it over 3 days, people can come and go, they can react when they see the post, and they're not set to a certain time that they have to be there to see everything. And over those 3 days, I post product highlights. I have a few videos that I recorded to highlight products. So I have one that talks about the Go and the wall fan diffuser together. And I have some other ones that talk about specific items, and that way I don't have to go live every time I have a party. I still do like to go live at least once, I'd go different times, honestly, for different parties, whether it be to introduce myself or to talk about a special coming, just because that gives a little bit more of a personal touch. One thing I try to do, and sometimes it's hard because it's easier just to use a graphic, but I try and use personal pictures of our products or me using the products. And again, I use the same pictures in all the parties. If someone has booked a party from one of their friends, I try to mix it up a little bit so it's not the exact same party for them and it's not like, but honestly, I've asked people in the past, and to be honest with you, sometimes customers don't see every single post you post in a party because life, right? So But I do try and switch it up a little bit. And that's one important thing in a group. Right now, when you are added to a group in Facebook, you have to accept it, which is good because that means that they want to be in that party. But they do have to go in and change their notification settings for that group, because once you come in a group, it automatically puts you on highlights, so they don't see every post unless they go and change it. And that's one of my first posts, to tell them to go and change that so they can see all of it. Another thing about groups is when people are interacting on that, if they don't have it set to all posts or all notifications, it'll show up in their newsfeed. So that's a perk to that. But yeah, so I do it for 3 days. I post every day. The first day I introduce myself and go over products. Second day, same thing, go over product. And the third day is really focused on closing the party. So I'll make posts about it being the last day. Obviously, I have like a video from Snapchat that says like last day, don't forget. And I try to just make things a little bit different than the same graphics that everybody else uses. But probably the most important thing about a Facebook party is hostess coaching, just because a lot of people actually don't like Facebook parties because obviously the customers cannot smell the scents, and that's huge because our products sell themselves. But if you have a good hostess and she knows what to do, her and I can make recommendations. So I always make sure that they know that obviously they need to be interacting on every single post. They need to be tagging people in posts that makes them think of that person, or that they think they would like. I always make the banner of the group the scent of the month or warmer of the month combo picture, and I almost always sell at least one of those because that's the first thing they see when they go in the group. And that usually sparks a lot of interest because everyone that likes that, I make sure that because later in the party I will like highlight it and talk about the warmer. So I make sure that me and the host also tag those people in it that were interested in it at the beginning. And I have a graphic that I send my hostess at the beginning, and I just say, like, if you want a successful party, here are some tips. And that really makes a huge, huge difference. If you have a party going on and your hostess isn't responding to anything, if they're not saying anything, even if they're not liking anything, they always tell the hostess, your friends are going to follow your lead. They don't know me, they know you. So if it's, just like anything in what we share in our life, like, oh, this restaurant was so good, you tell your friends about it. Same thing with the party. I'm doing this party because I love Scentsy. It's so good. Let me tell you why. So I send them the graphic of tips. I tell them they need to react or interact on every post. So that means they should be commenting, not just liking or reacting to the post. And then I ask them to make sure they are posting in the group as well. So I make sure that they post a welcome post to welcome all their friends, so they can see that when they get in the group. And then towards the end of the party, I always ask them to make sure that they are announcing too that it's the end of the party. So Facebook parties, huge, 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 is to have your hostess involved. And then, I always tell them, let's make a goal. Usually I try and make it 500 for the free shipping, and obviously you get the most rewards because you're to that tier of level. But yeah, so Facebook parties, you can run a business where all of your business is online. You don't have to, but I strongly encourage it, just because your customer base is literally not just in your hometown, it's everywhere. So I have customers, I'm in New York right now, we just moved here, but so I'm building my local customer base, but I have very good customers in California, and then I have some back home in North Carolina. I've actually met people from friends in North Carolina that I've never met before because they have hosted parties for me. South Carolina, literally all over. Michigan. So it just gives you a wider range of people, and I feel like the possibilities are endless, just because every time you have a Facebook party, or even a party in general, but especially a Facebook party with someone who's not local, they're introducing you to the whole new pool of people to connect with and follow up with and make them your best customer. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.